Hello and a very good morning for all of you. A good morning, Yashwant, Aditya, Legend, Srinath, Srinivasan, Kundlamari, Harish, Vinod, Saidulu, Prasu, Kavya, Satya, Prem, Pinky, Devnath. So, for all of you, a very good morning and thank you so much for your warm wishes. So if you're supporting like this, then I will be coming up with much more interesting videos, interesting classes that will helpful to develop your knowledge. Yeah, good morning, Gangadhar. Thank you, Rakesh. Good morning, Jayashree. Good morning, Satish. Good morning, Vinay, Jayashree, Prem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your warm wishes. So shall we start the session? Yes, thank you, Indra. Thank you, Ronald. Yes, thank you, Mrutyunjay. Good morning, Harika. Good morning, Rudagi. Good morning, Basavaraj. Today in this session we are going to discuss current affairs of 5th September 2023. So are you ready to give answers? Are you ready to give answers? And one request from my side is, so please be interactive whenever I am asking questions. So try to give the replies so that we can make this session like interesting. So we will be not getting much bored. So if you are participating in this, okay. So in this way we can learn current affairs, and current affairs will be around 55 to 75% of your preparation will be from current affairs. So you should not leave this current affairs. So daily try to read newspaper and try to attend the live session so that we can have interactive classes. Okay, is it clear? Shall we start the session? Yes, let us see the first topic. So first topic, it is about ready to assess capacity of 13 hill states government tells Supreme Court. So what is this topic it is about? So it is about Himalayan states. So this topic it is about right. So what happened? So what is the problem that you are facing in these Himalayan states? Yes, good morning Halish, good morning Hariharan, good morning Prem. So what are the problems you are facing in these Himalayan states? Yes, tell me fast. Yes, tell me what are the problems we are facing in these Himalayan states? Yes, tell me fast. Yes, lack of infrastructure, landslides, floods, heavy rains, connectivity collapse, flash floods, climate effects, heavy rainfall, melting of glaciers, floods. Yes, it is also used for bank examinations, floods, glacier melting. Yes, very good. So if you see Himalayan states, they are facing lot of problems. Like there is increased rainfall, and because of melting of glaciers, we can see there is increased flow in perennial rivers, and we can see floods because of cloud burst. And even we are seeing lot of incidents like landslides, and we can see blockage of roads. And in this image you can see the impact of landslide, and even you can add about sinking. For example, sinking of Joshimath. So because of this, Here now government have the responsibility to decrease this type of impacts, because ultimately because of these events people are getting suffered, right? So here government have the responsibility to ensure the safety of the citizens. So because of this government now came up with this committee. Okay, government proposed forming 13-member technical committee to evaluate carrying capacity of these 13 Himalayan states. So how many states are there in which Himalayas are there in India? So here you can see there are 13 Himalayan states. So here you have to see some important things like, so what is the future of these Himalayan states if there are no action which is taken by the government? So if there is no action means what is the future of Himalayas? So what will be the future of Himalayan states? Yes, tell me. So what might happen in the future if we are not taking any solution or we are not taking any steps to control those? It is about future prediction. Yes, tell me. Ecological imbalances, very good, Aditya. Death rate will increase, very good, Prem. No people will be living there. Tourism will be got disturbance. Yes, exactly, Kami, very good point. So tourism will get affected. So because of this, what happened? It will also lead to decreasing our economy. And migration, very good point, Sanatoi. That is migration of these people from the Himalayan states towards southernwards. Yes, land security will be affected, very good. It will affect livelihood, very good. Migration increases. So because of migration, that will lead to future socio-economic problems. And even we can see border issues also, very good. So it might also affect relationship of India with other countries where we are sharing border also. Yes. Yes. Are you getting points like how to analyze a topic? Yes, very good, Srinivasan. That is also decreased contribution to our GDP. Yes, there will be decreasing of economic growth. Even we can lose the soft power. Biodiversity will be affecting. Okay. So now let us see what this article is talking about. Yes, very good, Harish. So Himalayan states are Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Meghalaya, Assam and West Bengal. Yes, even there will be loss of poverty also pursue. Okay, hello Shweta. So here now let us see the detailed analysis point. And from which subject point of view this topic is important from UPSC? Yes, from which subject point of view? Yes, from disaster management and also environment and ecology. From these two subjects point of view, this article is important. And even we can connect this topic with geography where we will be studying Himalayas. Okay. So what happens, so what is this article says that Center has proposed forming 13-member technical committee, and this committee is going to evaluate the carrying capacity. So the key word is carrying capacity. So what is the meaning of carrying capacity? Yes, tell me. So what is the meaning of carrying capacity? Fast. Yes, how much it can hold. So you can see the same word carrying capacity in the reverse. So when water is increasing in the river, if it is increasing its carrying capacity, that will lead to floods. Okay. So here you can see this word carrying capacity even in the concept of rivers. Yes, very good. Sakti, Hina, Srinivasan, Brinda, Hena. Okay. So if you see here details, it says that because of this frequent landslides, so always we can see frequent landslips or landslide because of, for example, heavy rainfall, because of rainfall, and because of instability in these Himalayan regions. and it will comes under earthquake prone zone as well. So because of all these reasons, normally frequently we can see this landslides in this region. So because of this, it is causing death and destruction. So because of this, Supreme Court came up with one suggestion to center, and it said that we have to come up with a committee to look after this issue regarding this landslides. And if you see what is the meaning of carrying capacity, so carrying capacity is nothing but maximum population size that an ecosystem can sustain without getting degraded. That means without affecting environment. So how many people then that can be hold. So this is the meaning of this carrying capacity here. Okay, very good, Shweta. And here in this context, you have to see one important topic, that is National Mission for Sustaining Himalayan Ecosystem. So government came up with this mission to address the issues of this Himalayan states already. So what is that mission? That mission is National Mission for Sustaining the Himalayan Ecosystem. So here you have to see this, because whenever you are writing any answer regarding Himalayan states or effects which are mainly seen in this Himalayan states, and what are the steps taken by the government, you have to add this mission. So please make a note of this. That is National Mission for Sustaining the Himalayan States. So this mission, it is focusing on to take action plan on climate change in these Himalayan states. And if you see this ecological significance of Himalayas, it is one of the very important, because Himalayas are very rich in biodiversity. Correct? So not only the biodiversity, but even they are very important because they are protecting our country from north. Right? So here the Himalayan ecosystem, it is vital to ecological security, and here we are having the good biodiversity there. It is also providing the water security because we are having the glaciers there. So it is also called as world's third ice pole after Antarctica and as well as after Arctic. And even so here, because of this Himalayas, it is also having influence on the weather patterns. So because of all these things, yes, Himalayas are very important and we need to protect this Himalayas. So because of this, we came up with this National Mission for Sustainable Himalayan Ecosystem. Is it clear? Any doubt? And if you see this mission, it is going to address some important issues. It is focusing on saving of Himalayan glaciers, and it is focusing on biodiversity conservation, protection of biodiversity, and even it is focusing on wildlife conservation and protection, and it is also providing some traditional knowledge, okay, regarding livelihood, and even it is focusing on planning of Himalayan ecosystem. Okay, good morning Shruti and good morning BSK. Is it clear? Any more doubts regarding this mission? And one more thing here is, it is also focusing on one thing, that is regulation of tourist inflows. Yes, whenever tourists are coming for sightseeing etc., so they will be eating and they will be carrying some plastic, they will be having some chips packets, biscuit packets, and wherever they are using them, so they will be throwing plastic here and there. So because of this, it is also related to pollution, plastic pollution, right? So because of this, yes, what happened? So we need to take some measures to regulate this tourist inflow also in this region, so that we can maintain ecosystem under the carrying capacity. Okay, so this is about this mission. So traditional knowledge means nothing but Himalayas are very much famous for medicines. Even Himalayas are famous for yogis. So earlier we used to say that whenever any person who is enter into the sannyasa stage, they will be going to Himalayas, right? So there is some traditional knowledge. So we have to save that traditional knowledge also. Is it clear, Shweta? Yes, very good, Rajmarthan. So one problem that we are going to face in future is, so whenever there is melting of glaciers, so at that time some microorganisms may also be present in the dominant stage because of very low temperature. So whenever this melting is happening, so those microorganisms will be getting activated, and in future we may get pandemics. Is it clear, Rajmarthan? Okay, shall we move on? Yes, shall we move on? Yes, because of that India is called as Vishwaguru, yes. So this is the first page, and here you can see another article, that is Chinese president will not attend Delhi's G20 summit. So here recently big summit had been concluded in South Africa, right? So what happened in that big summit, on sidelines India and China they had meet, and they said that we are going to resolve this issue of LAC as soon as possible. But after that talks there is no action, right? And here in this G20 summit that we are going to held, so in that summit China is going to be absent. So this is one cause of concern. Okay, and if you move on, in city page there is nothing much important, and even in the today's states page also I found nothing important from UPSC or in any other exam point of view. So most of the articles are political articles here. And one important and interesting article I found here is primary middle schools in Katihar struggle sans basic amenities. So actually this article which shows the reality of problems which are faced by the government schools. So please let me know, what are the problems faced by government schools? What are the problems? Yes, tell me, what are the problems? Yes, lack of sanitation. Very good, Kavya. There is no sanitation. That means no toilets. There is lack of infrastructure. So actually what happened here is, nowadays if you see some international schools and private schools, they are even using robots for teaching purpose. But on another side, in government schools they do not have proper even benches to sit. So that is a tragedy of drastic change in private and government education in India. Yes, lack of clean drinking water. So there will be no drinking water also. So there will be no drinking water. Next. Student to teacher ratio is also very less. Very good. Student to teacher ratio is less. Yes, next. There is lack of training for teachers. And even whatever the textbooks we have, they are outdated textbooks. Next. So there is also lack of supply of books. Next. Absenteeism of teachers. Absenteeism of teachers. Next. So schools are not present in remote areas, so that there is a problem in transportation. Yeah, next. So there is also increased school dropouts. And even in this midday meal program also, there are some problems to highlighted here in this article. They said that, so they are not going to get enough food. They are not going to get nutritious diet. Even instead of egg, they are getting biscuit packet. Okay. And next here is, so they are not getting the proper fruits. So fruits will be given once in a week, but they are not even getting that fruits also. Okay, so these are the problems in this article which mainly said. And please now let me know what can be done. So what are the measures can be taken to improve education system in India? Yes, very good, Jayashree. Yes, there is a less responsibility of teachers. Yes, tell me now. So what measures can be taken? So you are future bureaucrats, right? So you're future IAS officers, IPS officers, right? So here, how can you address this issue in your district? So this will be a case study. So please let me know what will be the course of action. Yes, you can increase infrastructure and personal development you can do. So government staff children, they have to study in government schools only. So if you bring that as a law, then automatically we can improve the quality of education in government schools for sure. From ground level onwards, we have to focus on proper monitoring. Yes, we have to update our new policy, new education policy. Yes, recently we came up with this new education policy, right? Proper teacher training, yes, monitoring and inspections can be done by you in future. So we can go for improving of infrastructure, very good. Schools in remote areas, they should be established so that we can increase gross enrollment ratio. So we can also improve technology like using of CCTV cameras, using of smart boards so that we can increase enrollment ratio and even we can decrease the school dropouts. Yes. Yes, proper funds should be allocated. So as of now here, our government is spending very less amount in education. So we have to increase the spending in education. Yes, midday meals program should be effective so that for the food also there will be increasing of gross enrollment ratio. So we have to decrease corruption. Yes, we can increase standard faculty, very good. Yes, we can focus on skill development and even for attendance we can use biometric. So here from government side to increase this GER, that is gross enrollment ratio, and to decrease the school dropouts, government can provide incentives for the children who are coming to schools as scholarship. Yes, we can also adopt the teaching methods which should not create inferiority complex. And we have to increase awareness also because many people in remote areas do not know about the importance of education, so we have to make them aware about this. Biometric means nothing but we can use the fingerprints or we can use retina for the attendance purpose. Okay, so is it clear? Are you following? Yes, we can also engage children in physical activities, very good point. Okay, so we can also improve sanitation, like each and every school should have proper facilities like drinking water facility and proper toilets, separate toilets for the girls and boys. Okay, so these are the points that you have to include. Is it clear regarding what are the problems you are facing in our education system, especially primary education system? Okay. So this is about this topic and it is utmost important. And if you move on, so in this editorial page, so there are these two articles which are important because they are talking about one nation, one election. So this article is also talking about one nation, one election. So already we had enough discussion regarding one nation, one election. Even in our yesterday's doubt clearing session also I addressed this topic regarding. So what are the challenges? Okay, what are disadvantages of this simultaneous election, right? So I think there is no need of explaining about this topic. Is there any necessary to have a discussion? Yes, very good point, because that is adopting PPP models in education. Yes, we had a lot of discussions on the simultaneous selection, so please do revise. So this is your work. And if you move on here, you can see these two articles. So the first article is talking about emerging countries need women-led climate action. So whenever any country is taking any climate related action, so we are considering men. So we are not considering women many a times. So because of that, we are always talking about women empowerment, and this article says that women, they were most vulnerable because of this climate change when we are comparing with it of men, because women, they will be responsible person in the family for bringing of firewood, for bringing of drinking water, etc. And even women, they will be working a lot in agriculture compared to that of men. So because of that, whenever there is climate change events are happening, so these people were the most vulnerable. So this article, which gave some examples and also said that what can be done. So we have to focus on education women. So we have to focus on providing the training regarding women, like what can be the course of action during the climate change events. Okay. Yes, good, Hannah. It is not like you are not giving the good points, but I will be selecting the at most important points. Okay. And next topic is about GST inflows. So recently in the month of August, so there is less amount of GST collected. So what might be the reasons for the less GST collections? Anyone? So what might be the reasons for the less GST? So there is less consumption from people's side. So why there is less consumption? Because of inflation. There is decreased demand, and even there is less exports in our economy, right? So even there is less demand in the market. And this article says that we are going to have festive season soon. So in this festive season, there is a chance of increasing of demand, but we don't know like how inflation is going to impact on that. Okay. Okay, is it clear? So this is about this topic, nothing more, nothing less. So there is no need of remembering all these numbers also. And here we are going to see this topic in detail. And this topic is important from your environment and ecology, which comes in a GS paper 3. So here this article says that the three important reports. The first one is given by OECD. So OECD report says that whenever we are taking into climate actions into consideration, so we need to take into account women also. So gender equality and environmental goals, they are very important. So we need to take them both into consideration. So if you want to achieve your sustainable development goals. Okay, so here OECD, that is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, says that gender equality and environmental goals, they are mutually reinforcing and create a virtual cycle, and this too will be very much helpful in attaining of our sustainable development goals. So this is the first thing which mainly said by OECD. And second report, it is by ILO, that is International Labour Organization, says that 2.2% of total working hours in worldwide, it is going to be lost because of high temperature, and because of this high temperature even there will be decreasing of productivity. Good morning, Pranesh. Yes, you can compare inflation in India with other countries also, Shweta. And this is the second important report. And third report, it is about United Nations, which highlighted that across genders, women, they are considered to be highly vulnerable, and they will be affected by climate change when we are compared to men. So these are the three important things that you have to remember, and please make a note of this data in your data book. Is it clear? So you have to write this data. Thank you so much, Gokul. So there is no need of remembering important dates, just you have to remember the year. Okay. So with repeated revision, yes, you can remember that data. Okay. Yeah, good morning, Ashish. So one thing I want to say is, while you are sitting to watch this live, so please keep a book and pen with you so that you can jot the points. That book you have to maintain for entire 1 year so that you can write as much as data possible in that book, so that that will be helpful for enriching your answers. Good morning, Sheikh. Okay, I will be giving you the time. So or else once the class is done, you can download these notes from Telegram channel, and later on you can jot the points. Okay, so time is not sufficient for you to make the notes. Is it clear, TED Gaming? And next one is, so this article which also says that women in developing and less developed countries, and they are more vulnerable to this climate change, because this women from this less developing and as well as less developed countries, so they are dependent on the natural resources, and these people, they are dependent on the labor intensive work for their livelihood. So they will be working as agricultural laborers many a times. And women from low income households are more at the risk because they are responsible for food, water, and other homely unpaid work. So to cook the food, they have to bring the firewood. So it is a reality. If you go to rural areas, you can see here women, they will be carrying the firewood on their heads. So if there is no firewood, means they can't cook the food, right? So it is a responsibility of women. And women, because of this, women, they are at a very increased risk. So women have the increased risk of health and as well as safety, because they have to travel long distances every day to collect the water and fuel. To collect the water and fuel, yes, they have to go for long distances. So if there is any kind of heavy heat, okay, so during the sunny day, means what happen, they will be affected, right? And even if there is any rain happens, means what happens, so they have to get water at any time. So because of this, that will be mainly having the negative impact on the health of women. Yes, because of this tackling of water issue, government came up with one scheme, that is Jal Jeevan Mission. Yes, very good, Srinivasan. And especially women in this low income countries, they are predominantly, especially from South Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa, they engage in vulnerable occupations. Like women, they are engaged in farming and as well as labor intensive work in this Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa, and they are most vulnerable. And whenever women, they are cooking by using firewood, so it will be also have negative impact on their health. So they are most vulnerable to this respiratory diseases. Not only women but even children. So to address that issue, government came up with this Pradhanmantri Ujjwala Yojana. Okay? Yes, very good, Shakti. And this article says that there are gender specific issues. So United Nations came up with a study which said that climate related disaster, they are having lot of negative impacts on women. So first one here is, in earthquake in Nepal 2015, United Nations Population Fund, it found that women were more exposed to trafficking and as well as exploitation. So even during these disasters also, women, they are most affected, or they are most vulnerable. So question from Srinivasan is, ma'am, we have missions and schemes to change the life of these people, but still people are like that only, ma'am. Why? So very interesting question. So I think Srinivasan has only book knowledge. So if you say practically, so yes, government is implementing that scheme, but there is no proper implementation. So at every stage there is corruption is happening, and the real funds reaching to the targeted people is very less. Okay, so because of improper implementation of schemes, because of no proper monitoring of those schemes, what happens? The efficiency of that scheme will be decreases. Okay, even people that do not know about those schemes, and there is a lot of corruption in every stage. Okay, any doubt, Srinivasan? Yes, very good, Ragi. Yes, lack of awareness is also one important reason. And next important point which is given in this article here is separation from social networks, and there is also a higher risk of gender based violence, and women, they have decreased access to employment opportunities, and even women do not have proper education, proper access to this healthcare services, and even they are having the lot of psychological stress, physical stress, etc. So all these are some gender specific issues which are faced by women itself. So these are the issues which are faced by women, not men. And this one is because of this climate change, it impacts agricultural productivity, and whenever it is impacting agricultural productivity negatively, that will be also having the negative impact on food security also. So what we need? Here is we have to invest in women education. So we have to invest in women training, right? So we can focus on women education as well as training of women. And actually this climate change is also linked with women's inequality. So first step we have to try is we have to decrease inequality. So we have to empower women so that we can decrease the vulnerability due to this climate change. And according to estimates, it says that 130 million people, they could be pushed into poverty by 2050 because of this climate change risk, natural disasters, food inflation, and it's also impacting women's inequality. So because of this, yes, it is an urgent need for the governments to come up with investing in women education, women training. Yes, very good, Pranesh. Okay, so finally we have to focus on education of women, training and access to the resources so that we can decrease some negative impacts of climate change on this women. Okay, so this is about this topic, and I discussed about this GST. So there is nothing much to remember regarding this GST. And next topic is very interesting. This is about sand mining. So what do you know about the sand mining? So what is the meaning of sand mining? Please let me know. Schemes or released like Women Shakti scheme for women's only focus on money, but they didn't think that what is a scheme and how much release amount they don't think. Yes, very good, Kavya. So if there is any scheme which announces, so people will be seeing like how much allocation is there, so how much money they will be getting, but they will be not seeing about the other details. Yes, Prem, extraction of sand. Okay, Sukanya. Illegally we are getting sand from river bed. Very good, Pranesh. Quarrying of sand, Santoy. Please tell me briefly on GST. I said about GST, no? So GST is nothing but goods and service tax. So it is indirect tax imposed by government in 2017. So what happened? Here it is one nation, one tax system. So recently in the month of August, so there is decreased collections of GST when we are comparing with the other months. So what is the reason? Reason because of inflation. Because of inflation there is decreased demands and there is decreased consumption. So here this article says that we are going to have festive season soon, like we are going to have Ganesh Chaturthi, Diwali, Dasara soon within 2 months, right? But here there is a chance of increasing of demand, but we don't know whether exactly we can increase demand or not. And there is also one more issue called as inflation. So this is the thing which said in this article. Okay. Yes, Shruti, it is illegal extraction of sand from river resources. Very good. Extraction of sand from beaches and inland dunes or dredged from ocean and river beds. Yes, this is the exact definition of sand mining, which is given by legend. Okay. So here you have to see what is this sand mining. So what are the impacts of this sand mining? So what is the negative impacts? And here you have to see what can be the measures taken. So these are the 3 things that you have to remember regarding this article, sand mining. So we are not going to see where the sand mining is happening AP and what is the government doing. So this or everything political things. So we are not going into political things. So we are going to see sand mining. So what is it exactly? So what are the impacts and what are the measures that can be taken? Okay. Thank you so much, Madhu. I am explaining by using e-paper only. So I feel comfortable reading e-paper rather than that offline paper because of some issues with my eye. I can't even see the letters properly. Okay, so now let us see this topic. What is the sand mining exactly? So sand mining is nothing but it is extraction of sand. So we are extracting sand mainly through an open pit. Okay, and even we can extract this sand from the beaches and river beds. Okay, some from inland dunes. So wherever sand is available, so we are taking that sand. So what are the uses of sand? So why we are extracting sand? Yes, Pranesh, it will affect river resources, river animals, pollute the rivers, okay, decrease the water level, very good. Alter the river bed, very good. Resource exploitation, very good. Also causes floods. Okay, for construction projects, yes, we will be using this sand mainly. Yes, good morning, Talwar. So now let us try to see what will be the impact of the sand mining. So please tell me what will be the impact first. It will affect river bed. And next, it will cause floods. Very good. And next, it will cause soil erosion. Very good. Next, marine ecosystem impacts on marine ecosystem. Very good. Yes, it affects fishing also. Very good. Fishing community will be affected. Okay, so now let us see this topic. So what will be the impact? So if you want, so please you can also make the points. So first one is because of removal of sand, what happened nowadays, these impurities they will be enter into the water, so that will increase the salinity of water. Okay, so we can see there will be increased salinity because of depletion of sand in the river bed. So what happened now, impurities they will be go into the deeper into the rivers, so that will lead to saline water intrusion, and even that will lead to river erosion, because of whenever we are going for extraction of lot of amount of sand, it will affect normal course of river, and if there is any variation in the course of river, it will lead to the river erosion. And sometimes in monsoon season it also leads to the floods. That point you already said, right? And next year is, it also affects the fishing industry. So because of the sand mining, it will be affecting the fishing, right? So there will be decreased amount of fishes there, right? So because of this, it will be affecting the fishing community. And now this fishing community, they have to come outside and they have to search for another employment opportunities. And which one here is, that will also lead to loss of tree cover, right? And even it will affect species diversity. So especially sand mining, when we are going in the monsoon season, it will affect the fish species. And actually in that time, at that time during the monsoon species, they will lay eggs on the shores. Especially crabs, fishes, they have declined drastically across the coast of Karnataka because of this illegal sand mining. Okay, ecotone will affect, very good. It will increases the pH level of water, very good. Contamination of groundwater. So here you can see this image. So it is talking about impacts on one side and description on one side. So on biodiversity there is impact. For example, it is having impact on fisheries, and there will be loss of land, that is both inland and coastal land, because of soil erosion. And there is also impact on hydrological function, because it will be having impact because of change in water flows, flood regulation, and even change in marine currents. And next one is water supply will also affected because of lowering of water table. And infrastructure, there will be damage to bridges, river embankments, and coastal infrastructure because of floods which caused by this illegal sand mining. And even there will be impact on climate also. Okay, and this one here is, there will be impact on landscape because of coastal erosion, because of pollution of rivers, because of quarries. And this one is, there will be also extreme events we can see, like floods, droughts, storm surges, because of this illegal sand mining. Any doubts, anyone? Rutki asks, ma'am, without mining sand, how build the construction? I am not saying about sand mining. So we have to extract the sand, but it should not beyond. So I am talking about illegal sand mining, which is in the huge amounts. Shall we move on? Padam says, ma'am, I want your help with respect to means. How can reach you? So you can call me on this number. You can note this number, 8074765513. You can call me or you can text me on this number. Shall we move on? I want to give you one mains question for practice. That is, coastal sand mining, whether legal or illegal, poses one of the biggest threats to our environment. Analyze the impact of sand mining along the Indian coast, citing specific examples. Yeah, good morning, spiritual wisdom. You are late. Please take the screenshot and try to write answer for this question. So how many of you are going to write answer for this question? Okay, Sukanya, Aditya, Regent, Santoy, Kavya, Hashir. Next, Prem and Ravi, Mahesh, Shiva. Okay, all the best. All the best. So try to write, Pramod. So this is the question. And next topic is 25% of PMUY customers took no cylinders refill or just one last year. So this article is talking about efficiency of this Pradhanmantri Ujjwala Yojana. So what is this Pradhanmantri Ujjwala Yojana is about? So you can post answer in comment box. Okay, sure. So it is about providing LPG. So what is the full form of LPG? Is it liberalization, privatization and globalization? Yes, liquid petroleum gas. Okay, that is liquefied petroleum gas. Very good. So actually many students, they know short forms, but if I ask full forms, they will be not giving the correct answer. And in state service examinations, you will be getting questions regarding this abbreviations also. So you should be very much careful. So for that reason only I asked her this. So if you see context, why it is in news, because out of every 4 beneficiaries of Pradhanmantri Ujjwala Yojana, it is a scheme which is having aim to make LPG gas cylinders available to rural and deprived households either did not take any cylinders during 2020 to 2023 or just they took one refill. So this article says that even the government is providing the free thing under this Pradhanmantri Ujjwala Yojana, and government is providing subsidy under this Yojana also. So people, they are not much showing interest to take this or refill of this LPG. So what might be the reason? So why people are not interested? So why? And recently government also came up with one step like because we are going to have elections, right? So there is decrease of 200 rupees on each cylinder. Yes, very good, because of high price. And next one is because of lack of awareness also. Next, even some people, they are not getting subsidies. Next, yes, some people, they adapted to induction stoves. Some people, they can't maintain because of some safety measures. Yeah, okay. So let us see some details regarding this Pradhanmantri Ujjwala Yojana. So there is a high chance of getting question regarding this topic this year. So this Pradhanmantri Ujjwala Yojana was launched in year 2016. Right. So important aim, it is to provide LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas connections to poor households. So objectives are here. The first one is we have to improve the health of the women. So we have to empower women and we have to protect the health of women, because of whenever women, they are going for cooking by using chulas, by using firewood, so they are most prone to respiratory disorders. So because of that, they are focusing on improving of health of women and reducing the serious health hazards. So we have to reduce the serious health hazards, they are associated with cooking. And we have to reduce the number of deaths in India because of using of unclean cooking fuel. And especially not only women, even children. Children are also affected because of this using of firewood. So what are the challenges in this scheme? So what are the challenges? Yes, what are the challenges that you are facing? Yes, remote areas, reaching remote areas is a challenge. Next, it is also high cost. So we are not getting behavioral change. You are not getting behavioral change among the people. Yeah, I got one more interesting comment here. Srinivasan says cylinder handling workers asking for extra 30 rupees. Why, Srinivasan? I don't know about this 30 rupees extra. Yes, poor implementation, corruption, high price. Yes, people are not comfortable with gas. Lack of awareness. Okay. So one more thing here is even especially if you ask rural people, so they will be saying that the taste of food will be also changed if you are cooking on gas. So they says that whenever we are cooking food on this chulas, so they will be tasting good. Okay. Okay, dream big. I don't know about this. Really. Yeah. So if you see the challenges regarding this Pradhanmantri Ujjwala Yojana, so initially there is high cost. Okay. So there will be no support will be given from government side at refilling stage. And now after at this refilling stage, people they have to pay more. And administrative concerns also there. Here data discrepancies in Aadhaar. So logistic issues are there because of there is lack of last mile connectivity, and especially there is no proper filling plants in rural areas. And even people, despite of having this LPG, they will be still using this wood to save the cost also. So these are some challenges. Chulas are nothing but traditional way of cooking. For example, we will be using 3 stones and they will be keeping a vessel like that and they will be using the firewood. So these are the traditional chulas. Okay, Prem. So are you ready to solve the prelims question? Shall I give you one prelims question? Are you ready? Are you ready to solve the prelims question? Chula means traditional stove. Okay, so this is the question. I hope you can see on the screen. Question here is with reference to Pradhanmantri Ujjwala Yojana, consider the following statements. It aims to safeguard the health of women by providing them with clean cooking fuel. Scheme covers all SC or ST households, beneficiaries of Pradhanmantri Awas Yojana Gramin and also Antyodaya Anna Yojana who are having no LPG connections. And adult women, sorry it is any adult woman of any below poverty line households can avail the benefits of a deposit free LPG connection under this scheme. And here you have to say which the correct statements. So option 1 is 1 and 2, option 3 is 2 and 3, option C is 1 and 3 and option D is all. So I will see who will go and give the first right answer. Shakti 1 and 3, Sathya 1, 2, 3, Srinivasan 1 and 2, Pramod B, Monica 1 and 3, Sukanya B, Kavya Lucky C, Bharat A, Baj Martan C, Legend C, Sathya all, Vinod C, Hashir B, Gaming D, Aditya 1 and 3, Tapan all, Udagi C, Dream Big A, Saidulu 1 and 3, Charan Raj C, Vinay C, Tapandi, Srinath C, Harit C, Sanatoy C, Pranesh D, Mahesh C, Gokul 1 and 3. Shall I reveal the answer? So let us see the statements. The first one is it aims to safeguard the health of women by providing them with clean cooking fuel. So this first statement is absolutely right. So there is no doubt with this first statement. And the answer may be A, C or D. So you can eliminate this B. And the scheme covers all SC/ST households beneficiaries of Pradhanmantri Awas Yojana Gramin and Antyodaya Anna Yojana. The key word here is who are having no LPG connection. Yes. So this second statement is correct. We can eliminate this C. Any adult woman of any below poverty line household can avail the benefits of deposit free LPG connection under this scheme, but it's not all. The people who are not having cylinder connection with no LPG connection only, they are eligible here. So it is not all. So here this statement is incorrect. So correct answer is A, 1 and 2. So congratulations for the students who gave the answer 1 and 2, and the first correct answer is given by Srinivasan. Congratulations, Srinivasan. Yes, Kavya, you're right. Is it clear? Shall we move on? And next topic is CBDCs. So here you have to see what is this CBDCs. CBDCs can make payments across borders efficient, says our RBI chief. So what is this CBDC? Yes, LPG is a fuel. So what is the CBDC full form, anyone? Okay, Satya, don't worry, I will be explaining about that. Please stay for 2 to 3 minutes. So what is CBDC, anyone? Yes, central bank's digital currency, very good. So if we are talking about transfer of money between one country and another country as of now, so we will be going for transfers. So whenever we are going for transfer of money from one country to another country, so we are facing some issues like it will be like sometimes it will be slow, and it will be like not much transparent, it will be taking a lot of cost, right? So but if you are using the central bank's digital currency, so here we have advantages for cross border transfers, like it will be faster, it will be cheaper, it will be more transparent, and it's also inclusive cross border payment services. So these are some important things, and these are the keywords given by our RBI chief. So now let us see this topic in detail. So why it is in news? Reserve Bank of India governor said that because of high cost, because of low speed, because of limited access and insufficient transparency, so these are some important challenges that we are facing in existing cross-border payment system. To come out of these challenges, yes, we can use the central bank's digital currency. So this is a thing which mainly said by our RBI governor or RBI chief. So what are the advantages if you are using this CBDCs? So we have faster, we have cheaper, more transparent and more inclusive cross-border payment system. Is it clear? Okay, so this is the thing which mainly said by our chief. So here you have to know some facts regarding the CBDC. So CBDCs are nothing but digital form of paper currency. Okay, and they are not like cryptocurrency, they are digital form of paper currency, and they can be used as same as fiat currency that we are using now. And this fiat currency is nothing but it is a national currency. Okay, so that we are going to use like money that we are using now, like coins and notes. And the digital fiat currency, it is also called as CBDC. It can be transacted using wallets, and these wallets are even backed by blockchain. So these are some important things that you have to remember. Okay, any doubts? Anyone? Is it clear? So I want to introduce this course to you, that is daily mains answer writing course, and this is very helpful for the beginners who are having problems regarding mains answer writing, and students who are having problems regarding how to write a mains answer and to improve answer writing skills. So this course is absolutely beneficial, and this course started yesterday, and you can join this course. Okay. So here in this course, we are going to give you detailed schedule. So in this schedule, you will be also having the micro listing of topics so that you can easily understand. So which are the subtopics that you have to read or cover from that so and so topic. And based on this schedule, daily one question is given to you. So writing daily one answer is very easy task compared to that of writing like 20 questions in a week. And here detailed coverage of syllabus is done. So we are covering your entire GS subjects like GS1, GS2, GS3 and even GS4. And on Sundays you will be having essay or case study practice, right? And there will be detailed evaluation of your answer. So I will be showing you that pattern also. So you will be sending in this way the written answer to us, so that there will be detailed correction in this way. So if there are any add-ons, we will be telling you where you have to add, and if there is any deletion, so where you have to delete, and if there is any data that you have to include, we will be saying that, and we will be also saying whether you addressed the demand of question or not. So in the way here, we will be providing you the detailed feedback. And even we are also going to provide you the model answer also for that every question, and even for essay and case study, so that even though if you do not have the proper content with you, you can revise that topic and you can see the model answer and you can write answer also. So we will be having live doubt clearing session, and that session will be more interactive in the Zoom classes. And apart from that, you will be also having one-to-one mentorship, because one student needs is different from another student needs. So based on your needs, so we'll be having the one-to-one mentorship. There we will be seeing about how can you improve more, how can you improve better. Okay, so this is very important and excellent course, and it is also very much affordable. The price is also very less. It is 8,200 rupees, and the validity of this course is 1 year. So for 1 year you can complete each and every topic in your GS if you are following strictly this schedule that we are providing. And here, if you can't pay this amount in one go, you can also pay in 2 installments. So if you have any query regarding this course, you can call me on this number 8074765513. Okay, is it clear? Thank you, Shweta. Thank you, Santoy. Okay, so this is about this course. You can join this course. So it is absolutely very much beneficial for the students. And next, if you move on to our Hindu newspaper page, so in this opinion page, I discussed about this sandstorm. So this article is not important from UPSC, and I discussed this topic regarding LPG cylinders. And in this text and context, so there is article regarding Aditya L1. So already we had enough discussion regarding this Aditya L1. So now it is time to revise. Okay, so it is your work to revise. And in this news page, there is one article, it is regarding Navy brings out maritime infrastructure roadmap. So actually Navy needs infrastructure because it have to protect, right? So for that, here we came up with this maritime infrastructure perspective plan 2023 to 2037. So it is second edition of biennial naval commanders conference. So in this you are focusing on synchronizing and enmeshing infrastructure requirements of Navy for the next 15 years. So which kind of infrastructure they want, so they came up with this perspective plan. Okay, so that's it. And if you move on, I found nothing much important in our news page. So there is article regarding this Vikram lander, so you can go through that once. And the world page also, there is nothing much important. In business page, I discuss this topic regarding CBDC can make payments. And here you can see this article, that is India may add 7 lakh ZIG jobs by November. So we are going to increase the ZIG jobs. So here you have to see what is going to be the impact of increasing of ZIG economy in our country. Okay, you have to think about this. That's all. So these are some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So thank you, Netra. So don't forget to like this video. So if you're hitting the like button, then the video reach will be increased. That's what we are expecting from you. And if you're watching this Rathod's IAS for the first time, please do subscribe to this Rathod's IAS Academy. And try to share this video to your friends also. Okay, and one more thing is, try to subscribe to that mains answering course. There we can talk on live. You're welcome, Srinivasan. So that's all for today, and we are going to meet in the next session in tomorrow's live. Thank you so much for attending this session.